So this question is very similar to the last one. The difference is it's also asking you for the x-intercepts, and it wants a very accurately sketched graph as opposed to just a quick sketch. So when we find these pieces, you kind of know how to do all of these things already from other questions, but it's just a matter of putting them all together. So the first thing is it's asking for the direction. So the direction, remember, comes from whatever number's right in front there. And if there's no number right in front, essentially it's just a 1 because we're multiplying it by 1. So we look at that 1 and we ask ourselves if it's positive or negative, and it's positive because there's not a negative right there. So the direction is up. The next thing it asks for is the vertex. So the vertex, again, we pull it out of the brackets and we take the number on the side, remembering to change the sign. So if it's -3, this now becomes +3, comma, -4, because this 1 on the outside does not change. The y-intercept, we just make the x equal 0. So I'm going to do this a little bit quickly, and if you need to go back and remind yourself how to do that, you can go back to the previous question. But it's just that x becomes 0 when we're looking at the y-intercept. So I'm just going to plug it in here. I'm going to pretend that my x is 0, not x. 0 minus 3 is -3. -3 squared is 9. And 9 minus 4 is 5. So I end up with my y-intercept is at y equals 5. Okay, so the x-intercepts, I'm going to go a little bit quickly again, but if you need to go back and check out the video on x-intercepts to remind yourselves how to do that, go ahead and do that. But essentially, it's that now that we're looking for x-intercepts, our y is going to be 0. So we're going to rewrite this as 0 instead of y equals x minus 3 squared minus 4. We're going to add 4 on both sides. I'm going to get 4 equals x minus 3 squared. I'm going to square root, and I'm going to get that the square root of 4 could either be positive or -2, is the same as x minus 3, and then I'm going to add 3, and I'm going to get that x equals either +2 plus 3, which would be 5, or it could be the negative version where x equals -2 plus 3, plus 3, which would equal 1. So I have my two x-intercepts, 5 and 1. So that means I know that it crosses the x-line at 5. It also crosses the x-line at 1. Okay, I know that my y-intercept is at 5. I also know that my vertex is the point 3, -4. 1, 2, 3 over and 4 down. And as long as your vertex is right in between your two x-intercepts, then you know you've done things properly because it should be very symmetrical. Another thing you can do if you just want to add some accuracy is that this point here will also be symmetrical. So you can count how many points it takes you to get to the middle. 1, 2, 3 to get to the center there. And that means I have to go 3 on the other side. 1, 2, 3. So I have another point here. Just gives me some more points to make a more accurate sketch. And then you can just connect the lines, remembering your arrows on the end because it does continue on. And there you go. That is your parabola y equals x minus 3 squared minus 4.